I think if I played like some of their defenders did in that game last night, I would consider retiring from football. I really would. Shameful. The fact is they scored 2 late goals, just obviously cover the cracks a little bit. But again, we can slag Rome off, but you still have to take advantage of that. And Liverpool did and punished them, and rightly so. Do you know what? If I was in Gareth's shoes, I wouldn't try and be too clever. I'm kind of bored of the lads all night, and England have already won the tournament according to these lads down there. I would just say, keep it simple. Just focus on the next game. Try and win the next game. Don't worry about last 16, quarter-final, final. From these lads down there. Try and win the next game of football. And don't try and please everybody. You're on about giving lads from the squad a game. Try and win the next game of football. I think, really, I thought it was a shocking result. Really poor performance. Brendan's talking there about it's a great achievement. I think what we could look at, I think the key to management nowadays is set your standards really, really low and you'll be in the game for a long time. I just thought not acceptable for Celtic. It really isn't. Losing a home to Anderlecht. Come on, give me a break. Oh, where do I start? No, I think Arsenal are a great example on how not to start a game of football. You know, obviously we could talk about being a shambles, but they're so slow out of the blocks, poor attitude. The manager summed it up: no energy, no desire. You're looking for your senior players to lead by example. You know, I always think when Wilshere's your captain, to me, probably the most overrated player on the planet, and they got lucky with the result at the end of it. But if you start the game slowly, no matter how good you are, it's hard to get going. It's not like a light switch. You can't just switch it on and off. Yeah, but before the game and yesterday and today, we're talking about England. The whole talk about the final. You know, the final. France going to play. Yeah, and I know May made a point a few weeks ago, a bit tongue-in-cheek with the players, but you're going, you have to focus just on one game, and everyone was talking about the final.
What are you talking
the
about?
football's coming home. Go on, do your impression. Right.
We wasn't talking about the final like that. We were just having a laugh with you. The fact is, we were trying to just we were happy. Yeah. You weren't happy for us being happy at that time. But I think that we were...
I don't mind you being happy, but you're like getting carried away. And I was right. You were planning the final, where the parades were.
No, we weren't.
You were talking about, you did a reality check.
No, we weren't. Why should we get excited about it? It was something...
Yeah, get excited. Listen, get excited when they get to the final. No, but this was the semi-final, the group match.
People didn't even expect us to get to the semi-final. Why couldn't we be excited about being in there?
Just take it one game as a
before the game, everybody was thinking that we'd beat Croatia.
Before the game, about the final.
Yeah, but everybody thought that we'd beat Croatia before the game. Why should I be excited about that?
You know how hard it is to get to these big finals, or even get to a World Cup. You're talking about finals.
Final?
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Relax yourself. Put it this way.
Strong hand, last minute.
It doesn't matter if it's the last minute. If this goes into the back of the net, I'll be saying, where's my goalkeeper? And all this hugging players after matches as well. Over the top stuff. My goodness, what's the game coming to?
Come on, it's all right.
It's ridiculous. Supposed to be talking about the players and the quality, and we've got to talk about this idiot. It's a crazy decision. Crazy. I'm just about to calm down, but hopefully by the end of the game. Ridiculous.
We'll get you a cup of tea, and all will be good in the second 45.
He's been at Real Madrid, he's been at Inter Milan, where they do move matches to help those clubs in European competitions. But to go back to our original point, they don't have the huge domestic TV deals that we have.
I've never heard so much rubbish in my life. Why do we have to listen to that garbage? It's just utter nonsense what he's talking about. He's manager of Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs on the planet. The squad, he's got the players, and he keeps moaning about fixtures and fatigue. We were just looking at some of the cup draws they've had. They've had an easy ride in the cup. Some good draws, a lot of home draws. And the guy's talking absolute nonsense. I've never heard so much rubbish in my life. Is it... Maybe the club's too big for him. He can't deal with all these demands of the matches. What matches? Cup competitions. They played Man United reserves could have won that game tonight. Nah, I'm sick to death of him. I suppose the worry for me, I remember last year when United won, the manager was talking about with his players and staff that they'd won 3 trophies last year. My goodness, the manager was including the Charity Shield as a major trophy. My God, now you're in trouble.
Irish honesty as blunt as a ceremonial sword. Give us a smile, Roy.
He looks about as amazed at the rest of us as what we've just seen, sort of shocked.
That interview was just like the performance, flat, you know?
Well, what do you want him to do? Just fall at Gabriel's feet crying? I mean,
well, say something, say a bit more urgency in even his interview. That just reflected United's performance tonight. Flat, no urgency. They keep saying, oh, well, you know, next game. For some of them, there won't be another game for them. That's the reality for it. Liverpool, all the hard stuff really well in terms of creating chances, pace, power, bit of quality going forward. That is the easiest part of football, yet Liverpool can't seem to do it. And that's why it catches
And that's going to handicap them if they want to win the league or if they go deep in the Champions League.
Win the league and Champions League, forget it. For Liverpool, forget about it. I think they have enough to get through the group. But later on the stages against the Real Madrid and all these boys, they'd be laughing at Liverpool. Well, as the manager, obviously Garrett's entitled to name the team when he likes. I played under two great managers, Brian Clough and Alex Ferguson, and they generally would name the team an hour or two before kick-off. That never bothered me. No, what helped me, I probably always knew I was going to be starting. The lads might maybe give you a better answer on that, but it never bothered me in the least.
No. They'll want to sort that out as quickly as possible. Every time you think it's going to be sorted out, there's another hitch in the story.
It'll go on and on and on until Costa gets what he wants. That's how it'll work.
Yeah, they're better off without him. I think the guy's obviously big trouble. I know he done well for him, but he looks to me a bit of a balloon. Get rid of him and have players at your club who want to be there. Yeah, a balloon, yeah.
He's a balloon.
Excellent coach. You know, along with a lot of great coaches I worked under at Man United. Probably quite defence-minded. I always felt I had a decent relationship, particularly in his first spell at the club. His second spell when he came back. For some reason, towards the end of my time there, I found him really disrespectful towards me, so we had a bit of a fallout. You know, he questioned my loyalty, and I told him where to go. And one of my big regrets, really, I probably should have ripped his head off. But excellent coach. It's hard to figure out Liverpool at the moment. I think it's hard to get excited about them. To me, they're going nowhere fast. Again, they're neat and tidy, but defensively, you know, come the end of the season when the prizes are being given out, Liverpool will be nowhere near it because, like Lee just said, at the back, you know, question marks over the goalkeeper. You know, there's not too much to say about Liverpool. I think if Liverpool were playing out my back garden, I wouldn't watch them. They just.
You got a big back garden?
It's pretty big, yeah. They're just, to me, they're just drifting. They're drifting nowhere.
Do you look at what's going on defensively and with the goalkeeper, and managers are easily characterised as incredibly stubborn, and the more they're told something, you know, with your old manager at Arsenal, the more they refuse to do that. Do you feel that about Jurgen Klopp? The more people say, you've got a problem with your goalkeeper, you've got a problem with your back four, he doesn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but it's easier said than done about getting defensive players in because, you know, the market's pretty small for top quality defenders. I think we saw Man City go out and get some full-backs. They're, you know, 50 or 60 million. And maybe Liverpool aren't at that level.
But is it as much, as you were saying, much a mentality thing as a personnel
Absolutely.
thing?
If you put Van Dijk in that back four, it marginally make it better. But it's the mentality of the team and how they go about winning the ball back when they break through that first press that's the problem. So one player's not going to make a difference.
They need more than one defensive signing, shall we say. They're not going to get it in January and probably not next summer because they couldn't do it last summer.
We're being a bit harsh because they've just won 3-0, but, you know.
Yeah, but in terms of the bigger
point.
picture, they've had a good night tonight. Listen, they played nobody tonight, but the bigger picture for Liverpool going forward, they're well behind the other teams. The body language doesn't look great. I know we always hear that there's trouble in the camp. They're playing like there's trouble in the camp. They're all over the place. The first 5-10 minutes you're thinking, listen, they're at it, they're going to win this game comfortably. I know it was early in the game, but they created 1 or 2 chances. But defensively, lack of concentration, players being lazy. The manager at half-time, no, he's got to make changes. And the two centre-halves would give you a heart attack. He'll have to maybe take Boateng off. Boateng's walking around the place like he's playing Sunday football. He's been a disgrace. Get him off.